Friends and fellow American cricket fanatics, thank you so much for joining us for part 2 of our countdown of the top men's performances of 2024. Part 1 was so much fun with my friends Nate and Aaman from Big Innings. We counted down number 64 to number 41. And now in part 2, we're going to count down number 40 all the way to 21. Some insane performances in there. Let's jump right into it. It feels like not so long ago that I was talking about Sai. Here we are again. Number 40. Sai Teja Mukamala again. This was September 30. This was a few days later, right? Against the UAE again. The last time we were talking about an ODI knock, this was a T20 knock. He was 85 off 54, right? With 11 boundaries. It was a massive knock. It was a thing of beauty. And once again, Sai, glad to have you on the list. Glad to have you in our world, and can't wait to see what else this kid.
And that's his T20I debut. He hadn't played T20 cricket for the USA at that point. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, maybe he isn't a T20 cricketer," and he finally gets a chance, and he shows everybody, "I know I'm a two-format cricketer for this country. I can play both levels of this game."
Yeah, you're right. He's not really considered by and large a T20 cricketer. We've seen what he can do in minor league though, and those difficult wickets in the East. But now we get to see what he can do at the international T20 level right there. So amazing stuff. We're going to say his name a lot in 2025, I'm sure. Another guy we're going to mention a lot in 2025, coming in at 39, is Hassan Khan. This was a minor league performance that he had. We saw him in Major League as well, but 50 runs from 21 balls. Just incredible in the Super 8s against the Baltimore Royals. That was a great team, that Baltimore Royals, but he played for a great team as well. He's just so good at finishing the game, and he's great with the ball. He's amazing in the field. He's just all around an exciting cricketer, and it's great that he's so young. He's got such a great future ahead of him.
He's phenomenal, and again, he's 25, guys. Like he's so young, and he's only going to get better and better the more he continues to play. So I can't wait to see him continue to flourish. The Bart King Award winner, I'm sure, have a big 2025 in him as well. Into 38, we'll talk about Andres House, who's made a name for himself for 4 years now. Feels like he's just been here forever. The best domestic bat in the country against Namibia. 81 off of 50, and again, he shows that he can score at any rate in any situation anywhere in the world. And it's not the last time we're going to mention him on this list, but Andres Gels, 81 off 50 against Namibia.
And if I have that right, I think that was his ODI debut, right?
Yeah.
For the U.S. And again, everyone was like, T20 cricketer, and he comes up in this match and showed everyone that he can play all format. Like, I almost want us to start playing test cricket just so he can show what he can do in test, right? Number 37. For the first time on this list, what a star. Speaking of our boy, one of our favorite players, Nosh Kenjige against Nepal, right, on the 27th of October. He had a 4-wicket haul, right? 4 for 52 runs, 10 overs. This was an ODI match, and he came away with four wickets. It was such a beautiful spell against Nepal.
He's a real star. He's just he continues to improve all the time. You love his attitude. He's got a great growth mindset, and he works hard. He takes care of the things that he can influence himself. And moving along to number 36, we've got Sujit Nayak for the Stallions in the Super 8. He scored, or against the Stallions in the Super 8, he scored 78, not out from 36 balls. Man, he's quite a performer. He could have kept going too. My gosh, Aaman, how much fun was it to watch him?
Oh my! I just felt bad for the Stallions that weekend. They were just gone off a routing. It just felt like they couldn't get away from it because then the Thunderbolts come back after they face the Kingsmen, the eventual champions, who rout them, and then they have to go and face Sujit Nayak, and you can't catch a break. This guy was just hitting it everywhere as long as you wanted, and you felt we might need 10 cases of balls because of the way he was smacking it around. He'll be a fun name to watch and see if he can get into Major League in 25. Up to 35. Again, it's Sanjay Krishnamurti, a guy we're going to mention a lot. Like Nate said, the summer of Sanjay. This one might have been his most important innings for him personally. Team USA A against Scotland. And this was the innings for me that propelled him into the national setup. 167, unbeaten off 120 against Scotland, against that full team, facing Chris Soule, facing Brendan McMullen. And he just played them to perfection at chanceless and unbelievable innings.
And they were chasing 340. So there was so much pressure, right? Mm-hmm. And he stepped up.
Yeah, this is one of the great things. Not only this is one of the great things about Sanjay, but this highlights also one of the great things about that Dallas venue, that venue in Grand Prairie, because you can chase 340 there. It's one of the few places in associate cricket that you can do that. And Sanjay knows the ground. He knows the wicket there, and he really put it on. You couldn't turn him away from the national team after that performance. You absolutely could not, and especially as USA's men's senior team was not doing so good at that moment, he brought a big smile to all of our faces. What a star!
23 boundaries, 14 fours and 9 sixes. It was just raining boundaries for Sanjay that.
He did that with Utkarsh Srivastava too, and that was a big thing. He wasn't doing it with a Sujit Gowdy. He was doing it with a 17-year-old who held up his end of the bargain, but those two came together to chase down 340.
Unreal. One of my favorite knocks of the year for sure. Maybe my favorite.
Friends, if you like what we're doing here, make sure to hit that like button because it's going to help us bring you more content just like this. So moving up to number 34, we have Milind Kumar. This was against Namibia on October 5. It was a beautiful all-around performance, right? With a bat, he was 18 off 15, right, towards the end. But as a bowler, he had a 5-for, right? 5 for 16, an economy of 4. And again, I will go out on a limb again because I might not have this right, but I think this was the only USA men's 5-for in 2024 in any match in any format. Slap me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think that's the case. And it was an amazing performance regardless.
He's also thought of more for his bat. So when you can do what he can do with the ball, and there's a lot of competition for his role. So this was a big innings for him in particular. And moving on to number 33, we've got Tajinder Singh, Baltimore Royals. Against the Baltimore Royals in the Super 8s, he was amazing in the entire minor league cricket season. He was even better during the Super 8s. He was unstoppable. He was brash. He was confident. Scored 66 here, not out off of 40 balls, 3 sixes, 4 fours, and in the finals, he scored 42 runs not out off of 25 balls. He was just incredible. He was the champion. He helped his team to the championship in minor league cricket this season. Now, one thing a lot of people might not realize about Tajinder Singh is how much this guy loves cricket. He is an absolute Badger. Aaman and I had the privilege of actually watching a major league game with him at a bar one night when he wasn't playing. But it was kind of cool to walk in and see him there watching it on his phone, and we got to join in and watch it with him. What a great guy. I mean, I really like him.
No, he's phenomenal, and he hit the winning runs. That's the hardest thing to do in cricket, to hit the winning runs in the final. And he blasted Carmelo over extra cover for 4 runs. That's not an easy thing to do. We'll move on to another man who just tore it up this entire year. 32 is Hassan Khan once again, this time in the CPL for the Antigua Barbuda Falcons. I mean, he took unbelievable catches. I think that was the thing that hit everybody's list, but he showed that he can play his way anywhere in the world. 36 off of 20, a strike rate of 180 that included 3 sixes and a 4 off of Sunil Narayan and Chris Jordan. That doesn't happen. You just don't hit Narayan for boundaries, and he made it look easy.
He's incredible. Like he's just such a good big rising star in cricket. And that Antigua and Barbuda Falcons team was so much fun to watch. Hayden Walsh Jr. used to play for USA, is on that squad. It's a new squad. I'm looking forward to seeing Hassan Khan on that team again next year. Let's hope.
Yeah, and he was like a last-minute sub for Fakhr Zaman, right? And then they were like, "Whoa, why? This guy bowls too. Can we?"
I am no substitute, as they said in the 2019 Ashes about Morris Labuschagne.
Yeah, exactly. So up to number 31. Like we did with Tajinder, there are a few times that we cheated, and we have 2 matches together for one spot. If it's the same player and they're close enough together, we're going to keep doing it. And this was so close together. So number 31, our boy Stephen Taylor. Minor league cricket for the Atlanta Fire was on fire that weekend. On the 20th and 22nd of September, he had 2 centuries, right? One was 102 off 59, and the other was 112 off 61. He was just smacking opposition around. It was the Galaxy one match, and the Lions another match. But Steven made such a massive statement that weekend.
And there's so much competition now for spots in the U.S. national team. Steven had just been dropped due to an injury, and he does this to show that he's ready to go. He's ready to go again, and he's not dropped it since. He's been fantastic ever since this moment. But yeah, he really needed to do that. We want to see that kind of fire from guys in minor league cricket and in every domestic tournament.
And that's a tough bottom Veers wicket to bat on. We didn't see runs scored. We didn't see 100 runs team totals really up until that weekend. And Steven Taylor twice puts away brilliant centuries, quick paced. He's batting at his best at the moment.
And moving on to number 30 for Team USA, Cheyenne Jehangir. We talked about him before, how great he was in 2023. Well, here he is scoring 104 runs off 97 balls at a 107 strike rate. 12 fours, 4 sixes against Nepal. Man, this happened at the end of October. This is great to see him kind of finishing the 2024 season on a high note internationally. Amazing job for Cheyenne.
And his first time ever opening the innings in international cricket. He comes in and he makes a statement piece of an inning, especially when he just was in a run of form. We had just, Monik Patel was trying to find his way back. You really just didn't know what the structure of this batting order was. And he comes in, puts 100 together, and allows Harmeet Singh at the end to kind of finish the innings off. It was brilliant to watch him go and do his thing. And speaking of the national team, 29, Milind Kumar, he's littered on this list against the UAE. 155 off 110 is the highest single match score for the USA men's in
Undefeated.
2024. Undefeated.
Undefeated.
And again, he's just showing his value and just what he can bring. Both you saw with the ball earlier, and then this with the bat was kind of the Milind Kumar we've grown to come and expect.
Yeah, just an incredible knock. I remember reading Peter Della Penna's tweets saying it might have been one of the best knocks he's ever seen from a USA batter. 155 not out, 16 fours, 5 sixes. That's brutal.
Friends, if you like what you're hearing, make sure to subscribe to our channel to get more content like this. And if you strongly agree or disagree with anything we're saying, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. So moving up to number 28, once again on this list, again, I love Harmeet Singh so much. He's such an incredible all-rounder. I have a soft spot for all-rounders because I think they're just amazing. And I think, he's one of the best that we've ever had. So Harmeet at number 28 against Nepal 1 week on October 27th and November 2nd. He had two fairly similar performances, right? First, he's 59 off 44 and takes a wicket. And then the next match, he's 57 off 44 and takes a wicket. You have to do a double take and see, was that the same match, right? But that's Harmeet. He'll show up on both sides and he'll deliver.
He's been doing this ever since the minor league cricket, ever since his team in Seattle won the championship in 2021. He's been scoring at a high rate, showing that side of him. He does it so consistently. What a fantastic cricketer to watch.
And even the wickets, he only got one in each game, but it was partnerships with him and Nash Kenjige, who then took 4 at the other end. He was the one building pressure the entire the innings, and then they would try to take on anyone else and throw their wickets away. He just is such a cog in that machine.
And number 27, we got Jesse Singh. Now, when Saurabh went down, or when he had to leave due to family reasons from the Washington Freedom, they needed to fill his spot. They brought in Jesse Singh, put him straight into the roster. And against the Texas Super Kings, he takes 3 wickets for 25 runs in his 4 overs. He took the wickets of Faf, Stoinis, and Aaron Hardy. What an amazing performance from Jesse Singh, just continuing his summer of these big performances. It was great. It was so much fun to watch that, especially because he went unselected this year in the draft, and he makes it into a team because he was in the nets for some of these teams. And Washington wanted a guy who was in game form. They picked him up, put him right in. They trusted him, and you could see the emotions in his face and in his interview after the game.
Well, we love Jesse so much, and we're so happy for him. I just want to take a moment right now to give a shout out to Marcus Stoinis now, who's made multiple appearances on this list as the victim of American bowlers. So thank you.
Look, Marcus, you're great. You're great. Sometimes we just have to celebrate when we get some big wickets, and you're one of the biggest fish in the world at the moment. We'll move into 26, where for the life of me, I couldn't tell you why Shehan Jayasuriya didn't start in the 11 for the Seattle Orcas. He was such a good individual for them in 2023. In 2024, he had to ride the bench a little bit. He comes in and misses no beats against the San Francisco Unicorn. The half century, 54 off of 37, 7 fours, 2 sixes. He's just effortless, and he can pull it everywhere you want him to play. Spin, pace, it doesn't matter. He just never feels rushed for time.
Yeah.
What a great player. What a great player.
And a great guy. So that takes us into the top 25. We are into the top 25 performances of 2024. And number 25, we have for Team USA, Saurabh Netravalkar against Nepal on November 2nd. We've talked about this match before, but he had a 4-wicket haul, right? In an ODI, he had a nice 4-wicket haul, and that's 10 overs or 9.5 overs, right? He was bowling into the 10. So it was an economy of under 5. It included a maiden. It was a great, dependable performance from our man Saurabh.
Yeah, and he went unselected in the IPL, which was a big shock to all of us. But he did close out the season internationally with a tremendous few performances there. But yeah, once again, Nepal makes it onto our list. Nepal, all USA does is beat Nepal, beat UAE, beat Marcus Stoinis, and eat cheeseburgers. There you go. That's a T-shirt for you. All right, moving along. We got number 24. We got Andres House for Washington Freedom. Man, he's just all over this list. 59 runs in 48 balls. That would have been something 20, but 48 balls against MI New York in Major League Cricket on July 17th. This was just one of many tremendous Andres House performances. But to see him do it against such a good bowling attack in MI New York, that's just stunning.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it, how good he is just at the top of the order, and he had to switch roles, came in one down in these situations, and if he was in early because Travis Head or Steve Smith was swinging for the fences, so he had to kind of adapt his game and change the way he wanted to play, and he found a way to do it. And speaking about having to change your role and find new ways to play, Monik Patel sliding into number 23. And it was important innings for him. MI New York against the Texas Super Kings. His 61 off 45, batting at number 4. Different role for him. And again, we don't know what's going to happen in 25 with the retentions and what the situations are. But he put his hand up. He said, on the captain of the national side, I'm getting a chance to be in. He wasn't in the 11 for a lot of the season. He got in, put runs on the board, and maybe held his spot down for another season.
All right, number 22, we have Ali Khan, right? We love Ali Khan. This is his only appearance on this list, but he's just that kind of player. He is so good consistently. The spotlight's not always on him, but he's always a difference maker. In this game, against the Texas Super Kings for the LA Knight Riders on July 6th. He picked up 4 wickets, right? 4 for 33. It was an incredible performance. Most importantly, right, he picked up Devin Conway, who was the opener, who had a half century and was just set. And Ali knocked him off and then took 3 more wickets. And it was a great performance from Ali.
Yeah, he's been the original T20 star for USA in terms of franchise cricket. So it's always special to see him perform, especially in Major League Cricket. This is our league. It's great to see our superstar, our original superstar, performing so well. And that moves us to number 21, another Knight Riders performer, and this one I love talking about. Unmukt Chand here, 62 runs from 47 balls. He had a couple of great innings here in Major League Cricket this year. Really put his name back into the hat for IPL selection. Now, he didn't get selected, but he was on the short list because of these types of performances in Major League Cricket. I like seeing Unmukt perform. We know what he's capable of. He's been dominant in minor league. It's good to see him show that he's capable of doing the same at the next level.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. And I think for him, it took a lot of pressure off. There's always a high expectation with Unmukt Chand. He comes in with a reputation. And so for him to score in minor league and lead to some wins for the Knight Riders, it's pretty important for him and his side.
Friends, thanks so much for watching part 2 of our countdown of the top men's American cricket performances of 2024. If you missed part 1, make sure to check it out on our channel. And stay tuned for part 3, where we count down the top 20 performances. I can't wait for that. It'll come to you very shortly.